Hi, it's Earthy. I've finished this portrait based on some selfies, the reference pics. Now, I'm just going to quickly look at and compare to Earthy colours and which ones I could have used, which ones I did use, because the Earthy pigments are closer to skin tones in general. So I didn't use any magenta because for me the colouring is way off. I might use magenta if someone has a very pale skin tone and very cool. But let's have a look at the Earthies. I did not use light red ochre, so the colour out of the tube is there, glazed white and then mixed with black. So, but I could have, but I would have need to have muted it because compared to this, it's a earthy red, iron oxide red. My complexion is quite muted, so I did not use Indian red oxide, but I could have maybe for here mixed in, but it can go a bit ashy with white. I tended to use glazes. I did use a little bit of Mars Violet mixed into the hair and in the shadows which is around here, just because your skin tone is not flat when you're doing a painting. We're wanting to create shadows and highlights, etc. Now I did use yellow ochre in the skin tone. It's actually recommended often to use a yellow ochre rather than a really bright primary yellow. I did use a tiny bit of the raw sienna dark. So skin tone, both myself and the portrait is sort of between a desaturated yellow to sort of peachy colour, but desaturated. That's what sort of has olive qualities. Now burnt sienna, I didn't intend to use it. It would be a bit too warm, but I ended up using a tiny bit, so I just used it around the background in several layers. I did use raw umber as the underpainting, which is quite greyish. See, it's too grey in comparison, but it's a neutral. It's often used for underpaintings. I did use burnt umber, which is a little bit reddish in comparison in the hair and in the darker features like eyelashes, eyebrows, etc. And even just a little bit around the edges. So, you know, just didn't use any of these kind of really high chroma kind of colours. I did use a little bit of ultramarine blue, but I knocked it back